Got involved with a married woman after meeting her at a bar, now she's dumped at my place and her husband might murder me. I may not be alive much longer, because I'm probably going to be murdered. I was at the bar the other night, watching the Hall of Fame game. After it's over, I go over to charge my phone, and get one last drink before I Uber home. This girl sitting next to me, very attractive. Out of my league. Like way I out. I'm just scrolling through memes on my phone, and she asks me, hey, can I trust you to watch my things and not drug me? What? Can you watch my stuff while I go pee and not drug me? To which the bartender said, oh, you can trust Greg, he's really nice. And this is where the bartender fucked up. Girl comes back from the bathroom, sits back down and started to talk to me. Just random shit. Showed pictures of our dogs to each other. Talked about shows and stuff. Typical meet a girl at a bar flirting shit. She asks if I've ever seen the show Years and Years. I say no, but I've seen the band perform live. So she goes on about how great the show is, and how I need to watch it. Asks if I have BOGO. Yes, because I forgot to cancel my cable after got. So she makes me download the app, so I could start watching it when I get home. Thanks for the recommendation. I'll probably check it out never. So a few minutes later, she said, hey, do you live close by? Yay, like half a mile. We should go watch the show right now. We can curl up on your couch and watch it together. I have a bottle of whiskey in my car. My house is kind of a mess right now. That's okay. I have pets too, or something like that. All I was thinking was that this girl wants to bang at this point. I mean, I guess, but I have to be at work early tomorrow. That's okay. I can only stay 30 to 40 minutes and then I'll have to go home. That's fine. Hey, cause that's all the time I'll need. Am I right, fellas? No. This was probably one of the biggest mistakes of my life at this point. It's about 11 p.m. at this point. I think? And mind you, I've only been talking this girl for maybe 20 minutes. So we tab out, get in her car. Which is a stick shift. And I say, oh no shit, I like you even more now. No one drives a stick anymore. I drive one every day. Which I'm excited about, because at this point I'm thinking to myself, this girl is hot, has tattoos, likes shows I like, and I'm about to get laid. We talked about driving a stick shift the whole time on the way to my house. This is important, because it wasn't the first time that this subject came up. Which is just a half mile away. So it was a short drive. She parks behind my car, blocking my car in. Go inside, I try to clean up a little bit as she meets and plays with my dog. While I try to get my Chromecast set up on my living room TV. You know, to watch BOGO. She runs outside to her to grab the bottle of whiskey. It's fucking Evan Williams. And this is the first time where an oh no thought crosses my mind. Kids, I've slept with some strange in my time. I don't know how or why I get myself into these situations. I honestly feel that I'm a decent looking, charming, sometimes funny, nice person. Sure, I troll the fuck out of people on the interwebs, but I do genuinely care about other people. Being nice does pay off, and karma is a real thing. But in this case, I was dead wrong. So after some talking about random shit, we get the show playing. I couldn't even tell you what happened in the first few moments of that show, because she gets up, grabs me by the hand, and leads me into my bedroom. Sex. So after, we're just laying there. Pillow talk. Was a good night. I just got laid. She asked if she could stay the night. We're gonna go to sleep. Everything is cool. I let her know that I have to be at work in a few hours, so I need to get some rest. Now, up to this point in the story, it all sounds like a great night. Pulled off another one night stand. High fives all around, right? Wrong. I say that was great. We should do this again sometime. I don't think so. What? Why? I don't think my husband would appreciate that I am speechless. I don't think I've ever felt my heart skip that many beats ever. Millions of thoughts crossed my mind all at once. Like, how the fuck did I not see this coming? I'm a homewrecker. I'm probably gonna get shot if he finds out. Me, what? Is this an open relationship? Does he know where you're at? Like, why didn't you tell me that? Her, does it matter? Yeah. I'd be pretty pissed if I was him now. I've been cheated on before. And that feeling sucks. I've been in a similar situation like 10 years ago. Where I didn't know that I was sleeping with someone who had a BF at the time. I had found out a couple days later, and I found him on FB and let him know. He thanked me, and didn't get mad at me at all. Cheating is the worst thing ever. So this is where shit starts to hit the fan. I don't remember the exact conversation, but it went something like this. Her, we're getting separated soon. Me, well, you're still fucking married to him. Yay, but that's okay. How is that okay? He's been abusive. There's a slight pause, then she starts crying. So this is where the sober me starts to kick in. This girl is struggling. She's in a bad spot, and no one should ever lay a finger on a woman. And now I'm trying to empathize with this trashy Evan Williams drinking bitch. Like I legit felt bad from all the shit that she was telling me. The panic attack. She starts going nuts. Ripping posters off my wall, running around my house butt naked. Knocking shit over. Basically trashing my house. She asks me to get her medicine out of her purse. Which I do. She takes it. And calms down. For the most part. Now this is like 2 or 3 a.m. now. I tell her that we need to go to sleep. Because I have to work in the morning. She tells me, bartender, Was right, you were a really great guy BTW, Evan Williams isn't that bad when you're slightly inebriated and you just had sex with a crazy bitch. We finally get to sleep around 4? Maybe? I wake up late, she wants round 3. And who doesn't like morning sex? I'm still kinda drunk at this point, and could give 0 fucks. So I gave her a fuck. Anyways, I need to leave for work, but her car is blocking mine. I tell her that she needs to move hers, but she can't because she didn't know where her clothes were. And told me I couldn't move it because I didn't know how to drive it. This is the 3rd time we've had this conversation. I drive a stick every day, I can move your car, I move her car. I leave for work. And I just let her stay at my house. I let her stay because 1, the shit that she told me about her husband is pretty crazy. 2, I was already running late, and fuck it, she'll probably leave before I get home. A couple hours into my shift, she stops responding to my texts. I get concerned, because I'm starting to sober up, and piecing all this shit together. I came to the conclusion that I should find the husband on FB, and message him, letting him know what happened. But, I see that she had already messaged him, from my Facebook account. My computer was still logged into FB when I left, and I didn't think to log out or shut it off or anything. I tell my boss about everything that has happened up until this point. He lets me go home. When I get home, I find her still naked in my bed. I get her friend to get her an Uber. And I leave. Oh, also had the sex one more time because. Go back to work. Thinking everything is over. That's the end of that. Wrong again. I get home from work, to find her on my couch wearing one of my shirts. And only that shirt. Like vag all out and everything. This girl is afraid to go home. Which I'm worried about at this point. Because I want her to go somewhere safe. She's refusing to reach out to any friends and whatnot. Oh yay, she had me find her phone. Which had 40-something messages and 28 missed calls from her husband. And several others from other people. She hands me $20 to order a pizza, and after we eat the pizza, she'd Uber home. Fucking bet. I ordered the pizza, and she wanted one last round of the sex before the pizza got there. I kid you not. I'm sitting on one end of the couch, her on the other. And she just opens her legs and says, "Make it quick, this bitch has already hit and kicked me, trashed my house, and I'm just ready for her to leave." Sex. After, we're just sitting there, and she starts crying again. Asking to go home, and I'm like, "I'll get you an Uber home, but you gotta put pants on." "No, what do you mean no? You can't get in an Uber with your puss out." "No." So I gather up all of her belongings and clothes. And try to help her get dressed. To which she refused to allow me to do. Most guys will agree, one of the hottest things ever. That arch thing that women do when you're pulling their panties off is a fucking amazing feeling. I had the same feeling when I got her panties on. Pizza arrives, I go outside, sign for the pizza and stuff. Come back inside. Panties are off again. God damn it. We never even open the pizza box. She's saying that she wants to go home. But is refusing to get dressed. I'm starting to panic myself. Because I don't know how I got myself into this situation. But, am me. She eventually hands me her phone, with the conversation that she's having with her husband. And I read through the conversation, it's her sending multiple texts saying, "I'm so sorry babe, where I'm at, come get me." And him saying, "Nope, sorry, this is on you, and call 911, that last one though." That's what I did. Before I called 911, I offered to drive her car back to the bar where we met, because I knew the husband would give her a ride back there. And not to my house. Because now I'm starting to worry about my safety. I don't want homeboy to show up on my porch with a shotty. But then again, she states that you don't know how to drive my car with it being a stick and all, even though this is 4th or 5th time this was brought up in conversation. I told them that I have an inebriated woman in my house that is refusing to leave, even though she wants to leave. Etc. I tried to call our one mutual friend, the bartender from the previous night, but she didn't answer. The / 20 minutes before the cops arrived were the most awkward 20 minutes of my life. This girl is drunk crying. Trying to get me to go for yet another round. Where at this point, my D hurts. Also, "Girl, you need to get dressed, you're gonna be going home." Finally got her panties back on. I didn't tell her that I had called the cops. I told her that the Uber was coming. And was trying to get her to put her pants on. Cops show up, I go outside. Explain the situation, was kind of freaking out. But I kept my calm. I told them that I was concerned about her safety, because of all the shit that she told me about her husband. But they can't force her to go anywhere she didn't want to. She wanted to go home. Officers ask if she was presentable. I pop my head back in the door. She's still wearing my shirt and her panties. So I'm like, I guess? And then I let them in. She yells, "Are you fucking serious? You called the cops?" Yay, you didn't want to leave. Even though you said you did. Plus your husband said to call 911, so that's what I did. The officer said to her, "You're on this man's property, and he wants you to leave." Crying and whatnot. Cops ask me to gather all of her stuff. Which I do. Her husband calls her phone, so I accept the call, and then put it up to her face. Tell her to tell him what's happening. And that she is getting an Uber home. Apparently her card and PayPal was getting declined for the ride. So she couldn't do it herself. They live like 5 miles away from me, so it was only $8 or something. I live pretty close to downtown, so ordering a Lyft/Uber usually takes 2 to 3 minutes after calling for one. Once cops tell her that her ride is on the way, and gonna be here within 2 minutes. Girl finally decides to get dressed. I had to help a 30-year-old woman put pants on. I could see the officer's partner struggling to keep a straight face during that ordeal. Lol. Anyways, I hand her hat, keys, bra, shirt, she's still wearing mine, to the officer. Made sure she had all of her belongings. We get her to walk out of my house to the Uber. But she tried to grab the bottle of Evan Williams, to where I audibly laughed. I don't think they'll let you take that, cops didn't let her take it. She got in the Uber and she was gone. Policeman handed me the bottle back. Where I say usually this is the other way around, hop popo leave, I call it a night, and it's over. Flash forward to today. I get a message from our mutual friend, the bartender, and she's asking if Crazy Girl's keys are at my house. I was at work at the time, so I wasn't able to check, but I'm 98% certain I handed those over to the cops. I look for them when I get home. Found nothing. Oh, and this girl's car is still parked across the street from my house. So that brings us to now. I haven't heard anything from her. Or the husband. And I'm not sure if it's safe for me to go home. But yeah. Know what? Fuck it. I'm glad I could share this story with y'all. There might be more to come, but you'll probably have to read about it in my obituary. The moral of the story is, never drug anyone at a bar who asks you not to. Just kidding, don't do that. And don't get involved with unstable people. Edit, I'm not going to change K to Q because deal with my mistakes while I deal with mine. Edit 2, the messages. Edit 3, her car is still there. Can't get it towed, because it's on a public street. I'm still alive. I see a lot of you have sent me messages privately. I'll get to them when I can. Edit 4, FML, I sent her a text saying that she needs to come get her car. No response. Bartender texted me late last night and asked if I used a condom. Which many of you have asked. And no. I didn't. The girl told me that she was on birth control and that she's allergic to latex. So I think I may have been baby baited. Edit 5, I'm still not dead. Her car is still in front of my across the street neighbor's house. I just happened to see said neighbor step outside to smoke a cigarette, so I walked across the street to tell her about the circumstances of getting that car towed, since it's front of their house. This woman is only wearing a bra and either boy shorts or short shorts. And she's most likely high on meth. Because when I asked her, hey, do you want to get this car that's in front of your house towed? She said no, hee. I'm like, yay, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, just WTF. Update 1, not only has this been the craziest week of my entire life, it might probably be any individual's craziest week ever. In my last post that blew up way beyond my expectations. A lot has happened since then. Aside from multiple messages, hate, getting a girl's phone number, and disbelief of that story. Let me tell you folks, it is very, very real. I was told that the husband came into the bar looking for a red-headed guy with a beard named Jonathan, so unless he reads the original post on the Reddit, I'm safe. I think. Her car is finally gone. And I haven't heard anything from the husband directly, but this shit has gotten juicier. I shared the post with a friend that I had lost touch with, because life and everything. And figured she'd get a kick out of this insanity. She asks what her name was. I tell her, and she was like, OMG, I was guessing that you were gonna say, well then I ask for a picture, to confirm if it's the same girl. So once my heartbeat comes down, and texting this mutual friend about the situation. I get this reassurance she said she'd message him, and would have my back. Well, shit. As I go to sleep dreading the final outcome of this already fucked up situation. I woke up this morning to more hate and other messages from my original post. I text the friend, letting her know that the car is finally gone. And was also eager to hear what the husband had said back to her. I am hoping this is all over now. Hoping. There is so much fucked up in this story with everyone involved. Myself included. I get home from running my errands and lunch and stuff today. My across the street neighbor approaches me. In conclusion, be careful of what you stick your D in. I wish I was making all of this up. I do appreciate all the comments and laughs from the last post. And more importantly, you taking the time to read it. Update 2, I have scheduled a doctor's appointment to get checked. Which I'm not that worried about. It doesn't burn when I pee, and other than sweaty balls causing discomfort in this heat. All seems to be in order down in my no-no zone. A friend of mine's job requires her to go through court records and stuff from time to time. She messaged me Sunday morning, with a screenshot of an individual filing for a divorce. This isn't the first time she has done something like this. It may have just been the final straw, or she may have even done it again in the 2 weeks since it happened with me. So I may or may not be directly related to him filing. And this isn't the first time this dude has been in court either. Homeboy has had a couple of other women file protective orders against him in the past. Also has been charged with domestic violence, and has a permanent PO against one of the women who filed one against him, so maybe she wasn't lying about her situation at home. I tried to find the comment on my original post, but there's a lot of them. I remember the Redditor said that it was fishy or weird that the cops let her go home, even after I had explained to them that she told me that the husband was abusive. I didn't know the husband's name at the time, so it's not like I could have mentioned his previous charges or whatever. I asked the cops if they could take her to a shelter or something like that. And they told me we can't take her to anywhere she's not willing to go and she wanted to go home. Another comment was asking where the doggo was during all of this. He was around doing hood rat shit. When she had that episode and started running around my house, I don't exactly remember where he went. Probably under my bed? Who knows? However, when the police arrived, I put him in his crate. The dog was barking like crazy, so I put him outside. My pup is an escape artist, and always finds a way out of the backyard when unsupervised. I grabbed his leash, tied it to the back porch so I could go back inside. I could still hear him barking, but was nowhere near as loud. Once everyone left, I go to let the dog back in. Only to find that he had snapped his leash. There are several other questions I missed, and/or comments/concerns. But like I said, there was a lot. Feel free to ask any other questions, I'll probably answer them maybe. In conclusion, I really hope that this is the last I'll hear of this psychotic sexual encounter. I hope that she gets her shit figured out, and won't ever get herself into a situation like this again. And I'm glad that she is getting away from that, alleged, pos. I've been doing some personal reflection on my own life choices and lifestyle. To which I am trying to improve on. I am a pos too. I can't argue with you there. This has been a real eye-opening experience for me, and gave me a very bizarre and terrifying look into the ugliness of alcoholism. Whether it be being too drunk to think with the right head, or witnessing a half-naked chick chug straight from a bottle of Evan Williams in between sobbing and whatnot. As for myself, I have made the decision to quit drinking. Today marks 1 week since I've had a drink. Update 3.
I tried so hard to keep my life boring, but the universe demands chaos, so after my last update, I really did try to lay low, deleted all the dating apps, avoided my usual bars, R.I.P. Thursday night trivia, did the sweat out the toxins and the shame gym routine, and even arranged all my socks by color like a goddamn monk.
I was deep into self-care and reflection/survival mode, and genuinely started to believe my life was settling down. Wrong, the ruins of the Evan Williams incident were apparently only the first aftershocks. Last Thursday, I come home from work, dog in tow, who's now suspiciously jumpy around women in hoodies, thanks trauma, and on my porch is a brown Amazon box with my name, but no return address. I open it, full paranoia mode, and the contents make me go cold. Inside is a neatly folded women's hoodie, and, I shit you not, an unopened bottle of Evan Williams. There's no note, just those two things. At this point, I'm scanning for snipers, because what in the absolute fuck? I text the bartender, our mutual friend, who swears up and down she knows nothing about it. I tell her either someone is taunting me, or this is how Final Destination 6 starts. A couple days later, at the park, my dog is sniffing butts as usual, and up walks a woman I immediately recognize, Crazy Girl's friend from that one Uber fiasco night. Let's call her Lisa. I never met her in person, but the Facebook profile pics matched exactly. The weird part isn't that she shows up, it's that she instantly starts talking like we're old friends. So how's bachelorhood, John? She asks, eyeing my Leinenkugel shirt like it's a scarlet letter. I give half answers, mostly because I don't want to encourage whatever side quest I'm about to be assigned. Suddenly she says, you took good care of her, even when she was at her worst. I appreciate that. She's almost kind, which throws me entirely off my game. I mention the hoodie/Evan Williams drop-off. She blanches, mutters, yeah, that sounds like her, closure thing, and won't elaborate no matter what I ask. She does tell me, though, that crazy girl is safely out of town, vaguely referencing family down south and treatment. Apparently everything that happened at my house was her rock bottom. She says the divorce is proceeding, and that I dodged a bullet, you don't even know. Before she leaves, she asks if I still have the hoodie. When I say yes, she just gives a sad little smile and says, you should keep it. To remember why dating apps are bad. I wanted to laugh, but honestly, I felt a little haunted. Remember the methy neighbor? She's been acting squirrelier than usual, and after a few days, she finally corners me in the driveway. She says through a weird, rapid-fire monologue that some balding dude with neck tattoos was snooping around last night, tapping on car windows. She assumes he was looking for the missing car, which, yes, is now totally, thank God, gone from the street, or maybe for me. Next day, a note is slipped under my windshield wiper. Scribbles in barely legible handwriting, just want my keys, you got them. Please don't make this harder. So, the husband, Michael, still thinks I have her keys, even though I gave them to the cops? I call the bartender again, worried this might escalate, but she says he's harmless, just desperate and aimless. He's all bark, no bite. Just avoid him. Thanks, I'll do just that, and maybe consider buying a Ring doorbell while I'm at it. A few nights ago, as I'm trying to power through the last 2 episodes of Better Call Saul, my Facebook pings, new friend request, from what looks like a fake account, username is just a first initial and a string of numbers. But the profile pic? It's my house, at night, taken from the street. At this point my balls migrate north to somewhere behind my lungs. I immediately block and report, but not before checking the other photos on the account. There are 3 more, One from outside the bar where this whole mess began, another of my car, and the last one from the dog park. None show faces, but all are clearly recent. I call the bartender, again. I swear she must think I'm doing this on purpose for attention at this point, and she gives me vitamin chill out and says, "You just got mixed up with people who don't know when to quit." But she does promise to talk to the bar's regulars and keep an eye out in case the husband or anyone else comes sniffing for me there again. Last night, I finally took my neighbor's advice and installed some cameras front and back, and yes, my dog tried to eat one. As I'm setting up, there's a knock at the door. It's one of the cops who helped escort Crazy Girl out during that legendary morning. He just happened to be on patrol. As casual as you please, he says, "Hey, you keeping out of trouble? Haven't seen any half-dressed women sprinting across the street lately." Ha ha, thanks. I'm so glad that's how I'm known now, but here's the shocker. He confesses the officers chatted about my incident for days, because apparently, after she left that morning, she went to the police station herself, still wearing my t-shirt, and asked if her friend Jonathan was going to be okay. The officer reassured her she'd be fine, but he said, "Man, that woman needed more help than we could give." Then he hands me a business card and says if anything else happens, strange notes, cars, people, call him direct. Like he's my designated breakup bodyguard or something. I almost choked on my LaCroix. After he leaves, for the first time since this all started, I actually felt safe, in a weird my life is a sitcom way. Still gonna switch it up, keep an eye out, but hey, at least I have a police-sponsored wingman now. My house is stocked with fresh locks, a 6-pack of seltzer, and my dog, thankfully, is back to chasing rabbits instead of psycho exes. I have Crazy Girl's hoodie and a haunted bottle of Evan Williams on top of my fridge, because God knows I'll never touch it again, and it's funny and if I don't laugh, I'll scream way. The bartender and I are now meme buddies for life. She sends me don't dip your wick in crazy gifts several times a week. The husband and or his minions may still be lurking, but the cops and one very methy neighbor have my back. I have, for the record, remained excruciatingly and heroically single. Still not dead. Still not a dad, as far as I know. Still learning all the ways not to make bad decisions. Thanks, Reddit, for caring about the train wreck that is my love life. I'll report back if the hoodie levitates or the bottle starts whispering. Update 4. About a week after my last update, I actually started to believe life might go back to a solid watch YouTube and dabble in microwave cooking normal. I heard nothing from the bartender or Lisa, aka the closure courier, no new friend requests, and no evidence of lurking husband or his Addams family associates. Dog's anxieties were almost back to pre-incident levels. He only barked at squirrels and UPS guys, not empty hoodies hanging on chairs. My biggest achievement was making it to the laundromat without a single new soap opera. Then Wednesday night rolls in. I'm bumming around my kitchen reheating some leftover takeout, when the motion alert on my new doorbell cam pings with a human-shaped blob. I spy out the window, heart already going somewhere between maybe it's Grubhub and please not another jealous husband. It's a woman, mid-30s, definitely not Crazy Girl, but something familiar about her. She's standing, arms crossed, right in front of my porch, swaying like a tree in the wind. I do what any responsible adult would, grab a knife, summon the dog to DEFCON 1, and awkwardly shout, "Can I help you?" Through the door. She blurts out, "Are you Jonathan? Is she here?" My blood goes glacial. Turns out, she is the ex-wife of Michael, yes, that Michael, the world's saddest husband and part-time hooded lurker. She somehow reverse-engineered this disaster, tracked down my address, and, get this, wants my help. Apparently, Michael's life has imploded further since divorce proceedings started, lost his job, started couch surfing, and, according to her, has become obsessed with finding his keys, his hoodie, his lost pride, and the guy who ruined his life. Checks mirror, still not redheaded. Checks conscience, still not a homewrecker, just an idiot. At this point, I tell her about giving the keys to the police, the saga with the hoodie, and the fact that Michael is probably the least threatening part of this ecosystem right now. She laughs, rather manically, in my opinion, then pulls up her sleeve to show me a fresh set of scratches. Apparently, he confronted her in a grocery store parking lot, screaming about possession and revenge. She's filing a restraining order, and she wants a written statement that the mess began after their divorce proceedings were initiated, just so her lawyer can help bat him back down the court ladder. Somewhere in this fever dream of a conversation, she also manages to compliment my, now infamous, hoodie. For a man's cut, it's really soft, and gives my dog a treat, ending up with more licks than I've gotten from Tinder. By the end, I promise her the statement as soon as she emails me, yes, with a copy to the police. Because, at this point, who isn't on a first-name basis with local law enforcement? Fast forward 2 days, bartender tells me Michael showed up to the bar while she was working, immediately got into a shouting match with another patron, not about me, thank God, then got tossed out by security with a lifetime ban. He left behind a coaster with the words, "Tell Jonathan I always get my redemption." Bartender decides to take a photo of the coaster, DM it to me, and add, "You owe me a tip for every time your train wreck spills over to my shift." Challenge accepted. Just when I thought I'd seen it all, the next curveball hits. Thursday, I'm at the dog park, big mistake, I know, When a totally unfamiliar young guy steps up. He's maybe 21, head full of bleached hair, nose ring, and skinny as my cable bill. He says, "Hey, you Jonathan?" My mom says to tell you thanks. At first, my brain is a Windows blue screen, but after a minute, it slides together. This is Lisa's kid. Apparently Lisa is now in a sober living program with Crazy Girl down south, and the closure package, aka, the hoodie and whiskey from hell, was her mother's way of burning a bridge for good. And, here's the kicker, he hands me a drawing. It's me, my dog, and a cartoon bottle of Evan Williams, with "Stay away from the wild ones" scrawled below in doodle script. Not creepy, kind of touching, if also completely meta. So, to summarize my highly unwanted new reality, I'm now community legend at my local bar, according to the chef, who offered to comp my next burger if I promise not to bring any runaways or undercover ex-wives when I visit. Michael, apparently, is spiraling and still sniffing out his precious keys and manhood, while making sure literally everyone at the bar knows he's been wronged by a bearded Jonathan. Crazy Girl is, allegedly, in rehab, and hopefully nowhere near my zip code or the whiskey I'll ever again. Lisa is along for the journey. Their families owe me a fruit basket, or at least some brain bleach. I have a growing collection of fan art about my own disasters taped to my fridge. My dog, true to form, has been adopted as the unofficial therapy mascot of this block, and yes, he continues to judge my choices one side eye at a time. The hoodie now has a permanent home as my reminder never to get cocky house robe, and the whiskey bottle is officially my warning to houseguests. If you touch this, you bring chaos upon us all. My life, once again, continues to be the reality show no one asked for, and at this point, dudes at the gym have started asking when episode 5 drops. I told them, pray for silence. Pray for boring. P.S. To everyone on Reddit who's DM'd advice on home defense, detox shakes, dog trainers, and ghost busting, thank you. I don't deserve you. But my house, my liver, and my soul appreciate the vibes.